So my topic is, should it be legal to use animals for medical and cosmetic testing? Or in other words, this is my research project. Alright, so first of all, why choose this topic? Well, originally I had picked this topic because I love animals, and my hope is that my future career could be orientated around them. But as I was researching which career I actually want to go into, the one I'm focusing on currently would require the use of lab animals. So I feel like this topic needs to be addressed further. Alright, so some of the pros are that experiments can be done for the animal's benefit, and experimentation gives animals another purpose, and lab animals can technically not be considered actual animals. Some of the cons include that animals do not accurately represent human beings, animal testing is inhumane and wrong, and the animal's rights are ignored. Alright, so experiments can be done for the animal's benefit. So, in the story Mousekeeping, it tests a field mouse physical endurance and the bonds it has not only to the mouse it chose as a mate, but also to the emotional bond it has to the human that found it. And also several experiments in Carol Orzechowski's documentary also test mice and their endurance, but instead basing it off the food that they ate. So none of these experiments actually harm the animals, so therefore I can infer that not all experiments are done for medical or cosmetic purposes harm the animals. Alright, so experimentation gives animals another purpose. So a certain point.
Become a huge variety of animal models for human illnesses. But part of the reason that they become acceptable is because in the rest of our culture they are seen as vermin. And we have a long...
Right, so what you just said is that part of the reason that rodents are so widely acceptable as test subjects is because we normally see them as vermin. And most countries they have large percentages of rats and mice used as lab animals. So instead of having these pests ruining our homes, ruining our fields, they're used to benefit us, to find various diseases, and I guess to test our cosmetics. Alright, so lab animals can technically not be considered actual animals. So how is this so? Well, according to Orzechowski, lab animals are simply organic structures bred for a specific purpose, either to test a drug or to undergo a certain test. So, if they aren't actually animals, therefore we shouldn't feel any shame in using them for experiments. Alright, animals do not accurately represent human beings. So it's true that we share 99% of our DNA with chimpanzees, but what about rats or dogs? So not only do we have psychological differences between us and commonly used lab animals, but also lab animals they limit the validity of the results. Some examples include that over 100 stroke drugs used on animals failed on human test subjects. Similarly, over 85 HIV vaccinations were also unsuccessful with humans. Aspirin, a drug commonly used to treat headaches and fevers, are harmful to animals but benefit us. And going along with that, animal testing is also very expensive and can take long periods of time. So animal testing is cruel and inhumane. This cute picture says it all. From the terrified expressions of the human locked up in cages to the angry expressions of the animal performing the experiment, we can see that really he doesn't look like he's enjoying it. Would you want this type of thing happening to you? So why should we have animals undergo this type of treatment? Right, so the animal's rights are ignored. are ignored. As the band Icons of Filth puts it, I must have rights, you know I've got rights. So for the sake of our cosmetics, we often forget everyone and everything involved. We pride ourselves in maintaining our rights, but we ignore those who lack a voice. So some argue that animals may not have rights, but even so, it makes no sense to use a mouse to test a disease that doesn't even apply to them, such as measles or mumps. Alright, so my thoughts on the issue are, overall, this is a very biased topic. A lot of people are like, oh, animal testing is bad, but it's hard to find how it's good. And I was on the negative side. I only focused on how everything was bad about animal experimentation. And while I still see it as unethical, I was able to realize that without animals, we wouldn't have found several advances in the medical field, such as the polio vaccination or several treatments for breast cancer. And we have over 26 million animals are used for testing in the United States alone, but that only consists of a few species, which includes mice and rats, which we would otherwise see as vermin. Alright, so my solution is we wouldn't have several advances in the medical field, and while results may not always be accurate, I don't see any reason why animals still can't be used for medical reasons. But in regards to cosmetic testing, however, it seems ridiculous to use a mouse to test lipstick colors or different facial creams. As Gregory Moan mentions in his article, there are alternatives such as artificial human skin. So therefore, if we have alternatives available, why do we need to keep using animals?